Every sport has the all-star game. It's where they get all the kind of the best players together, you know, and let them compete.
We've come up with a World Grand Prix, which is a 3-segment race to try to find the best racer in the world.
We started with a Formula Racing champion, which ended up being Francesco, of course.
The F1 cars are the fastest cars there are, and F1 is the most popular international racing type.
Another type of racing I love is sports car racing that you would find in the endurance racing, the 24 hours races like Le Mans and Daytona.
So we picked a champion from each one of those circuits. And touring car is a really huge class of racing. So we have one world touring car champion.
We've got NASCAR, the most typical American race car. Then there are the rally cars, which are designed to go over the hardest terrain.
You're out on these open roads, and there's no barriers. It's just like you get from point A to point B as fast as you can.
These cars are all sort of geared and powered completely differently based on the power of the engine, the style of racing, the style of racetrack that they're on.
So we created this race to where different parts of the racetrack gives an advantage to the different types of race cars, right?
So we have a little bit of a high-speed areas and straightaways. We have then some technical turns, and then we also have a dirt track area with some hills and valleys and that. Then it's going to really feel like more of a decathlon for racing athletes.
And then that's combined with what's unique about each of the cities.
Tokyo's, I often liken it to like somebody dumped a bowl of spaghetti on the ground and said, okay, that's going to be our layout of the city. It's a mishmash. We wanted to really play with that idea and how unique it would look like, and especially just the neon. It's everywhere.
We wanted to find these areas for these various sort of racing styles to happen. Brad and John had various landmarks that they wanted to see. Ginza, the Imperial Palace, Rainbow Bridge in the Bay, Kabuki Theater. So on our map of Tokyo, we sort of mapped out where these landmarks were and tried to draw a race line through them that would make sense. It feels right, and I think only experts at Tokyo will really notice that we're cheating at all.
When they're racing through cities, you get an opportunity to try all kinds of different setups because you have different curves. You get to really use the geography to your advantage. So we had this beautiful Ginza all lit up at night, so we could shoot with lots of long lenses to really throw that stuff out of focus, which really stacks the frame with color and with different kinds of out of focus light. And then they move into this off-road section. We tried to get some of that sort of excitement of being right there. We have these beautiful vistas going across the bridge. So there's a lot of different compositions that we can build up, all while making it feel like races that you'd see on television, but more interesting and more exciting.
We needed to speed this up, right? Did you guys get that note?
Do you want to see?
Yeah, I would like to make them more like...
You feel like, well, I drive a car every day. I know exactly how a car should move, and you know, you sort of think that you probably have a pretty good idea what racing is, and then once you get in the car and you're actually racing it, you realize what these guys are actually able to do with these machines.
What we want from an animator is that's how a race car would race. You want to start with that, and if you're struggling to get that from day one, then you're not going to get to step 2 of that, which is, well, what's the disposition of this race car?
The animation crew got to go to the Infineon Raceway up at Sears Point and get behind the wheel of some souped-up cars. My first time actually trying to take a turn fast, because I'm a pretty conservative driver. You know, I drive a station wagon.
First time out, it was just like, I said, yeah, oh God, and just boom, 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 and I ripped over like 3 of them. I was terrible actually in the car.
And we also got to do a ride-along with some professional racers on the racetrack there.
Your goal as a race car driver is to take that vehicle on whatever course you're on to its maximum potential. Maximal potential braking, acceleration, cornering, all of those different things. And if you do that, you kick everybody else's butt.
It's always tricky to find the balance between character and car. In the race sequences, we tried to be a little more authentic and treat them more like real race cars, but we do try to find ways to vary their personalities within the race.
In the beginning of the race, there was all these different car racers. So we have to come up with different warm-up movements for each kind of character. Carla Veloso is Brazilian, so she has a little more swing to the body. We call the ginga, the Brazilian, movement of the hips. I'm from Brazil, so it's kind of cool to animate her. There is the Japanese racer, and he's more serious, he's just ready for the race like that. And then there is Ripper, he's like ready for the race.
It's challenging to get a really believable sense of speed. A lot of the times we will drive the cars faster than they actually could go, but if it feels right on screen, then we'll do that. We'll also add in up and down chatter to the tires so you feel them going over like the tiny bumps in the ground. And we try to keep a real intensity in the expressions of the cars so you feel like they're working hard.
We'll also amp it for the character, so like when Francesco gets on the dirt, he completely freaks out and his wheels are going back and forth, his back end's overspinning, and we try and make it as physical as possible.
Because we are such big race fans, we wanted the World Grand Prix to be logical, to be something that could happen, and for all the race fans out there to look at them and go, yeah, this would be cool.